Hey everyone, today I'm just going to give you a quick review and rundown of ContentLock Pro version 2. ContentLock Pro 2 has been out for a couple of weeks now, so let's take a look at its user interface and functionality, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. I'm going to go to this tab here, which is the page that I've installed ContentLock Pro to. You'll notice that I'm using X10 host. X10 is a free host that support PHP version 5.3, and for this reason they've become popular with ContentLock Pro users who are looking for a free solution. This is great if your website doesn't get too much traffic, but as soon as you start using too many resources, like too many database accesses, X10 will limit your page, and that means your users won't be able to visit your lockers anymore. And you can understand why this is a bad thing. It means you'll be missing out on valuable clicks and people won't be able to complete your offers. So for this reason, I'd recommend using a more reliable and more robust host. Many people use HostGator because they support PHP 5.3 and they're quite cost effective as well. I think you can get a plan for about $4 a month at the minimum level. So let's log into my ContentLock Pro installation. Just enter my email address and password that I set when I first installed it, and let's click on sign in. Just wait for that page to load. This is the first screen you're presented with when you first log into ContentLock Pro. The interface is fairly basic looking. There's only a couple of menu options down the left hand side here. On the right you'll see the option to create a new locker, and then down the bottom you'll see lockers that you've already created. Though it's quite a basic interface, it's not really a problem because it's quite easy to use and it keeps things simple, which is really good. Now, on the left you'll see the main menu items. You've got your lockers and your offers, which are the two you'll be using the most. Before you go into lockers, you probably want to go into offers and create some new offers for the lockers to use. The way that ContentLock Pro works is that you have a pool of offers which you then select from to add to a particular locker. So I'm going to create a new offer here. I'm going to call this sample offer 1. You enter the URL of the offer. Let's say mine is example.com, and the next part is where you enter your availability. Now this is quite important because CLP is pretty smart and it uses some IP filtering on your visitors to determine their location and provide the most relevant offers to them. So if you've selected United States here, visitors from the United States will only see offers targeted towards them, and similarly if you have users from the United Kingdom, they won't be able to see your United States offers or your Canada offers. International offers are visible to all users, so just keep that in mind when you're creating new offers in your list. I'm going to select United States. Tooltip text, I'm not going to worry about that. The next option is to blank your referrer. This will hide your referring site from your CPA network. You'll know if you need this or not. Then there's the option to make the offer active or not, and finally there's a monetary value. I'm just going to leave that as $2 per completion, and I'm going to click on add offer to add it to my pool of offers. Now let's just make another offer quickly. Call it example.com/UK, and let's make this one for the United Kingdom. We're going to blank the referrer on this one and maybe make it worth $5 to add that one to the pool. And you'll see down here I've now got two offers that are in my pool, offer ID number 5 and offer ID number 4. So now what I'm going to do is create a new locker by clicking on the lockers icon up the top here and then clicking on new locker. The first thing you'll see is the locker title. Let's just call this test locker 1. It doesn't really matter what you call it, it's just for your own reference in the future. Now the next part is the most important part perhaps, because this is where you enter your locker text and provide all the formatting of the way your links are going to appear. I'm just going to enter a short blurb here, complete an offer to continue. The way you add offers is simply by using braces around the text link. When ContentLock Pro sees this, it will automatically insert an offer from your list of available offers that are relevant to whatever country that user is from, and depending on whatever settings you've configured for the locker. So because I've got two offers that I want people to see, I'm going to add two different link strings, and that means that whenever ContentLock Pro generates the locker, it will automatically insert 2 links there. Now the next option I have is the pop-up delay. This is basically the time after someone visits your site that they will see a locker, and it's in milliseconds. So if you want them to see it instantaneously, just make this 1. The repop frequency is the time after someone's visited your site and completed an offer until they'll have to next complete an offer. I'm just going to make this 1 as well. There's a lot of other options here, and you can read more about them by mousing over any of these little eye icons, and this will give you a bit more information on what the options do. I'm going to leave most of these as the default and scroll down to this section here in step 2, where you can control how your content locker appears. ContentLock Pro comes built in with several background images. If you click on this little link here, you can see some of them. There's only about 10 included, but you can get a couple of optional background packs which will increase the number of backgrounds available to you, or you can choose your own file by clicking on this button here. I'm just going to go with one of the default ones. Let's pick this one here. I think it says security check. Required offers is basically the number of offers you want your user to complete. I'm just going to leave this as 1, and I'm going to have rotate links selected so that my users don't see the same offers all the time. In step 4, you can change the messages that your users see. I'm going to leave these as the default, and I'm just going to click on create my locker. Now that I've created my locker, I'm going to have to add a couple of offers to it. So if I scroll down the bottom here, you can see the 2 offers that I created earlier. One of them's for the UK and one of them's for the US. I want to add both of these offers to my new content locker, so I'm just going to click on this little icon here, and it's added the US one. I'm just going to add the British one as well, the UK one. Now that's done, both the offers are added to my locker. There's options here to remove them if I need to, but I'm just going to leave them on there. Finally, you want to embed the locker into your website. So to do that, you just need to click on embed code up the top, which will generate the relevant HTML to put onto your site. If you want to modify your locker in any way, you can just click on update locker, which will take you back to this page here where you can then adjust the various parameters. So I'm going to go back to the lockers window, and this is where you can view all the content lockers that you've created so far. Here's the one that I've just made. On the right hand side, you can see the various actions that you have available to you. You can clone the locker to make an exact duplicate, you can delete the locker, you can update the locker, or you can view the locker. I'm going to click on view, and we'll be able to see the locker that I've just created. And this is it here. I've got the security check background, but you'll notice that it's quite hard to see the text, and that's because when I added the text into that HTML box, I didn't actually provide any formatting for it. So what you'll want to do is make sure that you're careful to just line up the text properly above the background image. But you'll notice that where I entered that link in between braces, ContentLock Pro has replaced it with sample offer 2 and sample offer 1. That's basically a quick overview of the way ContentLock Pro 2 works and how you can add different offers to your lockers. There are many smart features that I like about ContentLock Pro 2. There's geolocation filtering, which displays offers that are relevant to your visitors' countries, which is a really smart feature and something that's definitely beneficial in increasing your earnings. The fact that there's a pool of offers that are randomly selected from and rotated from is really good, because it means your users aren't seeing the same offers all the time. There's tons and tons of features and options that you can choose from. Pop-up delay, repop frequency. You can use a postback method or a timer. You can change the number of offers that users have to complete. You can incorporate iframe unlocking if you want. You can add a different URL for people to go to after they complete an offer. There's infinite options for appearance customization, and you can even change the messages that your users see when they've completed an offer. So it's definitely very possible to customize it quite a lot, and it certainly should be possible to do anything that you want a content locker to do. Thanks for watching the video. I hope I've provided you with a good overview of how ContentLock Pro looks and feels and the many features that it provides. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment on the video and I'll get back to you shortly. Cheers.